It was carbon monoxide. They said it was carbon. They said it was carbon monoxide. They said it was carbon monoxide. Or I don't know what it is. There's so many stories going around. I haven't even got the right story for my own kids. But one thing I do know is they could never be cold in their car. Cause I keep gassing their car. I do what I got to do to keep them kids with heat. So it's not hypothermia.
We don't know. We don't know if that van was fixed and then started back up, running in the cold, bad catalytic converter. There's really no way around it. That night, that van was gonna release carbon monoxide. There's no way around it. Whether it was the engine not performing right, whether it was shut off for a while, restarted cold, it will never get to operating temperature in 11 degrees Fahrenheit. So the catalytic converter can never operate efficiently under those conditions. There is 100% chance, in my opinion, that these children succumb to carbon monoxide poisoning.
Well, new details coming to light in the heartbreaking case of two children who died inside a van in a Detroit parking garage.
The Wayne County Medical Examiner says they did not freeze to death, like a lot of people thought. Fox 2's Jessica Dubnak explains why the official cause of death is still causing concern.
Official cause of death has been released as carbon monoxide toxicity. That means on the children's death certificate it will be listed as an accident. However, the criminal investigation is still ongoing. Until Wednesday, the theory was the Curry siblings froze to death last month in the parking garage at the Hollywood Casino in Greektown. The Wayne County Medical Examiner releasing its cause of death, carbon monoxide toxicity. That's all they said on the deaths of 2-year-old Amilla Curry and 9-year-old Darnell Curry.
Everyone wants answers because as a community, we've lost young lives.
Attorney Todd Perkins, who's also running for Detroit mayor, weighing in on the highly publicized tragedy. We've confirmed with Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office the criminal investigation into the children's death is active and open.
Her office is going to want to come to a point where they feel very confident either saying yes or no.
The family was living out of a van during the time of their death in the care of their mother, 28-year-old Tateona Williams. Williams' other 2 children are not in her care, removed by Children's Protective Services. We're told CPS is working to permanently remove them. Sources close to the investigation tell us the 9-year-old boy was covered in lice and the toddler's teeth were rotted. Both did not have proper clothing. Williams did try to reach out to the city homeless services for help over the years.
Sounds to me that she was trying to keep her family together. That's one perspective. Another person's perspective could be she should have known better. She should have fought harder to get into a shelter and all those other things.
We did reach out to Detroit police to see if they had anything to add. We're told they're leaving it up to the prosecutor. Jessica Dubnak, Fox 2 News.
Local 4 News update. Closure at last for a Metro Detroit family who tragically lost 2 children in the parking garage of a Detroit casino. After weeks of waiting, the cause of death has finally been revealed. The Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office, I should say, has confirmed that the children died from carbon monoxide poisoning.
They did not freeze to death as previously thought by police. So this is a story that we've been following for weeks now. In the early hours of February 10th, Tateona Williams parked her van in the Hollywood Casino parking structure on Beaubien Boulevard with her 5 kids. The family was sleeping in that van. But later that morning, Williams says she found her 2- and 9-year-old unresponsive. They were rushed to the hospital where they were pronounced dead.
Initially, police thought they died of hypothermia. The autopsy began the next day, and today the results were finally released. The medical examiner confirmed the official cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning, and it was an accident. Tonight, we're learning more about how carbon monoxide affects people differently. Jacqueline Francis is live after speaking with an expert on the topic. Jacqueline.
We're here in the local 4 parking garage, and even though it's a big space, the carbon monoxide that can come from an exhaust can be deadly, and the amount that's toxic to me as an adult is different than what it would be for a child. They call it the silent killer, carbon monoxide, a colorless, odorless gas that is a byproduct of combustion.
Unfortunately, it's not surprising. In Detroit being a northern city, we get a lot of carbon monoxide cases.
Amy Nefsey is an ER doctor and toxicologist. She says colder weather means more heat sources and therefore more carbon monoxide. In the case of the two young children poisoned while living out of their van in a Greektown parking garage, she said the carbon monoxide source could have been one of a few things.
There's an internal leak where it's not all being pumped outside of the cab and it collects inside the cab of the van. Then that could be one way.
If not a leak, she says carbon monoxide could have filtered in from the exhaust through an open window.
Once it gets inside the van, it settles to the bottom because it's heavier than normal air, and it layers down on the bottom of the van, and it doesn't circulate out because all the windows are up higher than where the carbon monoxide is sitting. And I'm sure the children were sleeping on the floor.
She says the colder temperatures may have made things worse.
If they did have a little bit of hypothermia, you're not going to respond as well to, not being able to breathe. So it was like a triple whammy. They were sleeping, it was cold, and there was carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide monitors can be used in your house and even your car. If you're exposed to the toxic gas, some of the symptoms include nausea, headache, dizziness, and confusion. If you think this is happening to you, you should call 911 right away. Reporting live in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
It's so heartbreaking for those kids. Jacqueline, thank you. And while these carbon monoxide deaths happen in a vehicle, it happens way more often in homes and apartments. Go to clickondetroit.com for a detailed list of how to keep your family safe. Scan the QR code right here on your screen to learn more about the symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning. Jacqueline went over some of those symptoms and the best places to install detectors.
We are also hearing from Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison tonight about the medical examiner's report. The chief saying in part, quote, "We will continue investigating the facts and circumstances of the case and submit our findings to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office," end quote. We'll, of course, keep you posted on any more updates if they come out of this case.